Mr. Chairman, thank you for calling this hearing on an issue important to Americans in every state in the Union, getting connected to high-speed internet at an affordable price. I had hoped to spend the entire hearing focused on that subject, and I do intend to get to it. But since this hearing was scheduled, another matter has arisen from the Epstein files that goes to the heart of the credibility and honesty of our witness, Secretary Lutnick. Mr. Secretary, I hope during the course of your testimony we can get answers to some of those questions. As you know, Mr. Secretary, the issue is not that you engaged in any wrongdoing in connection with Jeffrey Epstein, but that you totally misrepresented the extent of your relationship with him to the Congress, to the American people, and to the survivors of his despicable criminal and predatory acts. You told us that when you and your wife first encountered Jeffrey Epstein in his apartment in 2005, he used sexual innuendo to explain why he had a massage table in the middle of the room. You said it disgusted you and that you hurried out and vowed never to set foot in the same room with him again, and you suggested that you never had anything more to do with him. I remember thinking that for all our disagreements, you had good instincts. But now that turns out not to be true. The information recently revealed from the Epstein files show that your statements were, at best, highly misleading. The files show that you had interactions with Epstein over the next 13 years, including long after he was convicted in 2008 of soliciting the prostitution of a minor. And Mr. Secretary, that does call into question your fitness for the job you now hold and the question of your credibility before this committee and the Congress. It also relates to testimony here on the subject that the chairman raised, because at the confirmation hearing last year, your confirmation hearing, you seemed to fully appreciate the need to get construction underway on the broadband build out to get our constituents connected. And yet here we are, as the chairman said, a year later, and as far as I can understand it, not one person in this country has been connected through the program. States have jumped through every hoop they were asked to jump through, planning, mapping, repeated federal reviews, only to be told by the Trump administration of new rules to navigate and to wait longer. Meanwhile, families and small businesses are still without service. Communities are losing patience. In my state of Maryland, we've been told we will only get $79 million, a reduction of over 70% from the total of $267 million that has already been obligated to the state. So let me be clear, members of this subcommittee expect all BEAD funds to flow to the states as Congress intended and directed. It's not a suggestion, it's the law. To that end, I'm also concerned about the executive order on artificial intelligence indicating that broadband funding may be conditioned on states' action on the unrelated issue of AI regulation. Using broadband dollars to leverage that dispute is not what Congress intended, and it risks turning a bipartisan infrastructure program into a political weapon. Mr. Secretary, you're not the author of these statutes. You are responsible for administrating them. Today is an opportunity to explain how the Department of Commerce will comply with the law and ensure that critical infrastructure funds reach the communities they were meant to serve, and to answer certain questions regarding your credibility based on what came out of the Epstein files. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.